Hi, welcome to episode 2, How to Overcome Challenges. No matter where we are, what stage of our lives we are at, we will experience challenges. And lots of time these challenges are these inner conflicts, these inner thoughts, these struggles that we're feeling inside. It's usually a sign of growth is about to happen. So today we want to share some tips and some strategies on overcoming challenges. And we also have a guest at the end of the show who will share with you some strategies on how he has overcome his challenge. But today, on this journey, on this adventure, we're going to head up to the valley, and throughout the journey we'll share, like I said, some tips and strategies. So Ron, do you want to tell the audience where we're taking them today?
Yep. So we're going to Grand Prairie, Nova Scotia, and it's the original homeland of the Acadians, which were the French that came over and settled in Nova Scotia and in the land of Acadia, so they were called Acadians. And Juanita is actually a descendant of the Acadians, and her family are of Acadian descent, French descent. We won't hold that against her. But anyway, so what happened though was the British during the war came to Nova Scotia and expelled all of the Acadians out of Nova Scotia, thrown out of their land. And they were scattered all over the world. And most famously, they actually journeyed to Louisiana. So you've heard of Cajuns in Louisiana. Well, they're the descendants of the Acadians that settled in and around Louisiana. So we're going to head, like I said, down to Grand Prairie. We're going to have a look at the area, the valley where they lived. And there's a Blomidon Mountain that's quite a challenging hike that overlooks the valley. Beautiful view, so we're looking forward to that. But again, the show is about overcoming challenges. Well, we have a challenging hike. We want to bring you along with us and show you the sights and give the tips and strategies that Juanita was talking about while we're going up on the journey.
So stay tuned, and we'll meet you in the car. Here we are, heading to Grand Prairie, Nova Scotia. It's always such an enjoyable drive heading towards the valley.
And of course, every Canadian road trip just wouldn't be complete without a stop at the local Tim Hortons.
3 milk.
Yep.
Medium coffee with 2 cream.
Okay.
And 2 raisin bran muffins.
Is that everything?
That is. Thank you very much. So we try to get a little healthy with the raisin bran muffin, just to offset the caffeine. And anyway, we got some health stuff in there anyway.
Now we're here at the historical site in Grand Prairie, once the epicenter of Acadian culture and now the most significant memorial to their tragic upheaval.
So in the early 1600s, the French settlers came to Nova Scotia and settled in the valley. And then by 1755, the British government decided they wanted their land. So they rounded up all of the Acadians and all their families, and they brought them to the shoreline down here, as you see on the map. And the British ships were waiting for them, and they loaded them all on. And unfortunately, the Acadians were shipped all over the world. It was called the Great Expulsion.
Even though, they were faced with incredible challenges, many of them over the years returned to this beautiful land, and they started, a lot of them, in the fishing industry. And today, the Acadian culture is alive and thriving.
And this is such a beautiful area of Nova Scotia. We had to stop and take a shot here of the fishing boats. As you can see, the tides here are incredible. So actually the highest tides in the world. And here you'll see, obviously it's low tide, but you can see the amount of water that comes in and out on a daily basis. And it's such a beautiful area to hike as well.
Here we are at Blomidon Park, and before we climb the mountain, we're just going to take a little stroll along the beach. Now we're here today to talk about challenges. So I'd like to share a story of my own challenge. I got divorced after 30 years, and it felt like a death. And you know, you're going through a lot of emotional stuff. And how do you get through it? Well, one of the ways I got through it was I had a lot of faith. And I recall one day sitting in my room and saying, okay, God, you know what? I know you have something big planned for me. And I don't like what I'm going through, but I'll trust. And right now, I'm trusting that at the top of these stairs, I'll find exactly what I'm looking for.
And there it is. Just in time.
La voila! Nothing like eating natural. We don't want that one. That has a wormhole in it. Let's see. We tried this one. Let's see how this one is. I'd prefer an apple from a tree outdoors any day. Not bad. I think I'll pick a few apples so when we get to the top of the hill, we'll have a little treat. You agree?
Sounds good.
Okay, let's do it. Nothing like going up hills to get a good aerobic exercise.
You know, Juanita talked about her divorce. I faced a divorce as well. It was very, very challenging, very difficult, but I persevered, and you have to release your past and look forward. And when I did that, the future became so much brighter, especially when I finally met Juanita. Such a little card here. And we're having so much fun now. My life has never been better.
You recall us down on the beach? We're walking along. It's pretty easy going, just like here. And then we get to a mountain, just like we do in life when we get to a challenging time.
Good for the heart.
You bet. Just like Ron climbing this hill. But along the way, we see their steps. That's our support as we move up the hill. Just in life, there'll always be support for you if you keep your options and your mind open to who's showing up. It's so important. And we get to choose. We don't have to take the support. I could have gone around the long way or take the support, just like we want to in life. And we also want to remember to play. Not take life too serious, even while we're in our challenge. Ron, I was trying to encourage him to come on up the hill. Come on, let's move. Come on, hurry up.
Yeah, sometimes it's a little tough to keep up with my Juanita.
And you see, you have to recognize the things along the way, just like we do when we're hiking. It's so much fun.
This little guy coming out to see us going up the hill and encouraging us. Look, he's going to come out and cheer us on.
Time for lunch?
First rest stop of the first leg. First rest stop of the first leg.
So beautiful. Some lemon water alkalizes your body, and that's what you want. You don't want your body too acidic. So now we're going to have our lunch. A nice snack. Guess what we got? Homemade pizza. Ron makes the most tastiest homemade pizza. Now it doesn't look all that great right now because it's been bounced around in the knapsack, coming up those steep hills. Then what else do we have here? Oh, we have some apples off the tree, but we also have some rotten apples. We have a snack. And we also have, oh honey, I forgot the e-shots.
What?
Yeah. Oh no, guess what? Our e-shots.
Energy shot.
Energy shot, full of herbs, caffeine from herbe mate, and so this keeps us energized all through the day and into the evening.
Hi, we're just here at our first little pit stop, our lunch break. There's a beautiful view back here. It's a little bit, probably washed out a bit by the brightness, but it's quite the view from way atop this mountain here.
So no matter where you're at in your area, you can find a place for you to get outdoors and enjoy, because being outdoors got to be one of the healthiest things you can do for your life, especially in midlife. You not only move your body, you feed your soul while you're out in nature. So come on, get yourself off the couch, get yourself off the internet, get yourself off your cell phone, and come out and enjoy nature. You'll be so happy that you did.
Absolutely.
Are my favorite types of hikes, and the reason being, I call it the dance with Mother Nature. You have to maneuver around the rocks, around the roots of the trees, and you move all parts of your body and you feel like you're dancing. So get out and dance with Mother Nature.
Look like bulbs on a Christmas tree.
I love Mother Nature. And here we are at the top of Bloomington Lookoff. And as you can see, it overlooks the whole valley. And this is where a lot of the Acadians settled. And this is the area and the story that inspired the famous epic poem Evangeline by Longfellow.
One thing about your midlife years is that you sometimes discover some hidden talents that maybe you never knew you had. I began painting not too long ago, inspired by Juanita actually, and by the hike, the area. It's Grand Pré in Wolfville, Nova Scotia, Canada. It's a famous historical site. Evangeline is a very famous poem that was written in the 1700s about the Acadian expulsion. So I wanted to reimagine Evangeline, and because when I read the poem, it was a very heroic Evangeline, and the way they depict her is very pining for her man and all that, and I wanted to update her for the 21st century. This is a woman who when you read the poem, took charge, and she went out looking for Gabrielle, her lost love. So when they were expelled from Nova Scotia by the British. So it's a very interesting poem. I wanted to recreate Evangeline in a much more heroic, to me, which reflected really what the poem described. So I don't know if you noticed, but not only was I inspired to do Evangeline, but I was also inspired by Juanita, and she is the reimagined image of Evangeline.
Ron actually rewrote the poem by Longfellow, Evangeline. So if you would like a free copy of that, we would love to send it to you. Just send us your email and we'll send you a free downloadable copy.
So we're just heading back home now, but we decided to do a little stop here in the town of Wolfville, just outside of Grand Pré. And as you can see in the distance there, a beautiful town, and you can see the mountain where we walked up. And it was a wonderful day, and just wanted to remind you, don't go away. Our special guest is coming up. All right, for this part of the show,
we're going to introduce our special guest today, and it's Michael Weir. He's a high-ticket affiliate marketer from Ontario, Canada, and we would just like to say welcome, Michael. Thank you for being with us.
Thanks for having me, guys. It's great to be here.
Great. We look forward to hearing what you have to say about overcoming challenges.
Yeah, because our episode obviously is about overcoming challenges, and everybody faces a lot of challenges in their life, and we just want to get your perspective, Michael, of past challenges that you've had to overcome. Maybe you could relate a story about or some insight into how you overcome your challenges.
Yeah, sure. I think going back, I've always had an entrepreneurial spirit, and that definitely goes against the grain of my family upbringing. My dad was a production supervisor in manufacturing. My mom was a nurse. It's always been somewhat blue collar, sort of, not mentality, it's not the right word, but that's just the upbringing that I had. And stepping outside the norm of that mold has always been, I have had the pushback and also not the encouragement at the same time, if you know what I mean.
Hear you.
Yeah, when anybody steps out of the it's like you said, even in a family situation where you're kind of almost, in a way, expected to step into the same line of work and all that, and when you have much, like you said, much more entrepreneurial ambitions, it may seem a little bit strange for people. So how did you overcome that?
I just pushed through. I talked, as far as family went, I talked about it less with them. Just sort of did it on the side. Just not really so much on the down low, but just sort of kept it more to myself. And the same thing with friends as well. It was an interesting thing when I started having some success and bringing it up to them. You really start to find out who your friends are, because they're either the ones that they're going to encourage you, or they're not going to encourage you, or even sort of discourage you. Mm-hmm. So you find out who your true friends are, which is a really interesting thing, because you're in a close knit group of friends for, I don't know, a good part of your life, go through high school, and you're still with this group of friends, and you're starting to step out of the norm of what they're doing, just because you just grew up with them, and then you had a reason why you resonated with them. But then at the same time, you start stepping out, and either you'll find out who your friends are pretty quick. But it's not that they're not your friends, but they're just not the support network that you thought they would be.
Mm-hmm. And this is why it's so great to connect with people like you, ourselves, our entrepreneurs, and you end up having to, if they're not in your circle of friends or family, you end up finding people. I believe in synchronicities, and you end up connecting with people. If it has to be online, it has to be online. But we can certainly appreciate what you're saying about people not encouraging you, people not supporting you, people jealous.
I think it's a very common thread, because I mean, my family is the same. I mean, they're like, what are you doing? And they're like, they're worried. I mean, it's not just all negative. I mean, they are really concerned, and you have to say, this is what I'm doing. This is sort of have the calling. I got to follow my heart. I got to do what I got to do. So, but it certainly is nice when they do support you. But if they don't, then you have to reach out to a community, like we have, and just get that support, right? So, or find a partner
absolutely.
Who supports you.
Well, I'm really fortunate in that my wife is very on board with everything I'm doing, and she has her own business ventures as well. So
awesome.
we have each other in that our own little bubble here. So that's definitely a huge thing, really, for the support.
Now, like today, I mean, we're all facing, big challenges, obviously. What would be, say, the biggest challenges that you're facing today, and what would be your strategies, I guess, to overcome it moving forward?
My biggest strategy, or my biggest challenge right now, is I got laid off from my elevator mechanic job last Friday. So it was it was a shock, but at the same time, I think I might have self-manifested that one because I was planning on getting out of there as soon as possible. Just not.
Yeah, it's it's, like you said about manifesting it, because I had a very similar experience in my job. I'm a sales guy, but I was always doing it on the side. I'm planning on getting out. Well, I got out a little sooner than I thought I was going to get out, but
Yes,
Synchronicity.
exactly. Yeah, it's just when this opportunity for Jurni TV came along, it was just things just started lining up, and I already had it set in my mind that I was not going to be doing the elevators for the next 20 years. So it just kind of hit me last week. So this has been about a bit of a transition. It's been a tough week, but just a bit of a transition week as well, and just kind of just reflecting and trying to gather my thoughts. Really, this past week has been where my focus has been, but now it's kind of figure out how to ramp up and move things forward and
So it
get
sounds
things to
like
the next level.
you have the right mindset. So I know with us, myself too, when it comes to having life's challenges, like the mindset is really important to have. And like you said, you chose to think maybe I manifested this, and then when you realize that you are responsible, we are responsible for how we manifest. It's like, okay, I can manifest something even really good now too, right? So yeah.
Yeah, because I looked at it as an opportunity when it happened. When I say happened to me, I think, like I said, I think we manifested. And then when it happened, it was like, oh, okay, it's being fast tracked. My plan is being fast tracked here. Well, oh, this is great, because now I'm just pushed into it and ready to roll. So you just shifted and said, and I had no hard feelings or anything with the people that I worked with, or the job or the boss that laid me off, but really looked at it as a, wow, this is okay. Now I've meant to move on. This is my next opportunity. So then you're forced to make it work, and put 100% into it. So it just gives you the direction, that I think we need to give us the kick in the butt to go.
So Michael, what would you say moving, or for the audience, what would you leave, what kind of advice, strategies, tips would you leave with our audience today?
That manifestation is powerful. I've been listening to a lot of I don't know, just different mindset videos, really a lot of training, and what you tell yourself is really what you become, and it's just the power of that, really. You be careful what you wish for. Also, you just might get it. That's one thing, and you're not sure how it's going to manifest, but and it's always a surprise when it does happen.
That's how we found each other. We'll share our story one day. Talk about synchronicity and divine intervention.
No, and faith is a big part of it for us. I mean, we listen to Joel Osteen every morning. He's a real good inspirational speaker. But you got to find, everybody has their own inspiration. I've seen videos where they have these athletes talking. They have actors talking about never give up, keep going, and it gives you goosebumps. So the more that you continue to focus on that kind of inspirational videos and speeches and things, it'll just continue that feeling within you. And once that spirit kind of overcomes you, everything will then attract you too. So we're a real big believer in maintaining the faith, keeping positive, and just pushing through and going forward. Forget about looking back. The past is done. Everything is forward now. So
yeah, it's great to see your guys' positivity. It really comes through. And it's a nice positive message, and the world needs that right now.
Well, and the way we look at it, we got two ways to think. We can either think that way or we can think that way. So yeah.
Well, the things are changing, and there's so many opportunities. I mean, you're involved in a great business.
can you tell us a little bit maybe about the challenges you're facing in your business?
Just I've been doing a lot of organic traffic, like more specifically with high traffic or high ticket affiliate marketing. It's doing it organically. It's not scalable really, because you're only one person and you can only do so much outreach at one point. So I'm looking more at paid traffic strategies. I've done a lot of that in the past, building up my email list through lead capture pages, different offers, that kind of thing really. So just getting it to a point where I can start to scale a bit more, because that's kind of a bottleneck, just doing it organically. But I think with Jurni TV as well, we're going to get the message out. And
yeah, we're excited about it.
Yeah, when we get together as a group and we support one another, then I think it'll just blossom from there.
So do you have if you have people that you would like to reach out to you, how can they reach out to you if they're curious about affiliate marketing or whatever?
Best place would be my Facebook page,
which is
it's Michael Weir. It's Michael Weir 14 if you do come across it.
Okay, so Michael Weir 14. If people want to reach out to you,
and he's from Ontario, Canada. So he's got a beard. He's usually wearing a baseball cap. I don't know what your picture's like on your profile, but I'm sure they'll find you.
Yep, that's the one.
So,
well, I think we just want to thank you very much, Michael, for coming on the show and providing some information on how you've overcome your obstacles and your challenges. And you want to close it out?
No, I think we're our viewers have some good insights for their own lives when they're facing challenges. It's all about keeping a positive attitude,
right.
Realizing that we manifest, our situations, and sometimes even situations are put upon us that we have no control over, but it's our mindset that will keep us moving forward and connecting with like-minded people, because it can be pretty scary when there's nobody else out there that thinks like you do.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So Michael, thank you so much. And to our viewers, if you want to reach out to Michael, if you've ever thought about working online and curious about high ticket affiliate marketing sales, please feel free to reach out to Michael Weir.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Well, that's our show for this week. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next week.
And I hope you picked up some tips about how to overcome challenges on the trip up the valley with us. So we'll see you next week. Thank you again, and God bless.
God bless.